Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Thank you. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Sutaris Divine Grace. Bhai Charananda Vidya Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nantikoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna, Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Sadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Shri Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Shri Jamuni Mai Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the 10th canto. This is chapter 69, and we'll read text 39. This is the pastime when Narada Muni visits all of the castles, palaces, and mansions of Sri Krishna, over 16,000. So text 39. Anujanihi mam deva lokam steya shashaplutam paryatami tavo gandam lila bhuvana pavana Anujanihi mam deva Lokam steya shashaplutan. Paryatami tavo gayam. Lila bhuvana pavani. Anujani mam deva. Lokam steya shashaplutan. Paryatami tavogdanai. Lila bhuvana pavani. Anujani mam deva. Lokam steya shashaplutan. Paryatami tavodgayan. Lila bhuvana pavani. Anujani mam deva. Lokam steya shashaplutam. Paryatami tavodgayan. Lila bhuvana pavani. Anujani mam deva. Lokam steya shashaplutam. Paryatami tavodgayan. Lila bhuvana paribihi. Vaishnavis. Anujani mam deva. Lokam steya shashaplutam. Parayami tavodgayan. Lila bhuvana pavani. Anujani mam deva. Lokam steya shashaplutam. Paryatami tavodgayan. Lila bhuvana pavani. Anujani, please give leave. Mam, to me. Deva, O Lord. Lokam, the worlds. Te, your. Yashasha, with the fame. Aplutan, flooded. Paryatami, I will wander. Tava, your. Udgayan, loudly singing. Lila, the pastimes. Bhuvana, all the planetary systems. Pavani, which purify. Translation. O Lord, please give me your leave. I will wander about the worlds, which are flooded with your fame, loudly singing about your pastimes, which purify the universe. Please repeat, O Lord, please give me your leave. I will wander about the worlds, which are flooded with your fame, loudly singing about your pastimes, which purify the universe. Purport by the servants of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Even Narada Muni was bewildered to see Lord Krishna's amazing pastimes as a human being. Therefore, with the words, Anujanihi Mam Deva, he requests permission to return to his normal service of traveling and preaching. Inspired by what he has seen, he wants to preach widely the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Om Jnanatina Mandasha Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Sunyavadi Paschatade Shatadine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bir Krishna Das Goswami Nityanamine Namo Hamsa Nikashaya Prabhupada Prayate Sudrida Sudi Nisyam Yam Tasha Vaki Nivadine. There's several tikas from the Acharyas. I'll read. From Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says, "Seeing your astonishing pastimes, I cannot maintain my steadiness. Therefore, permit me to leave and speak this to dear friends in various places." Jiva Goswami comments, fearing that the Lord would say, "If you stay here a while, you will understand," Narada then asked permission to leave. "I cannot tolerate seeing you worshipping others." He then says he will glorify the Lord's fame. He says this in order to reveal his extreme lack of qualification. "You are most worthy of worship, Deva. I will wander the worlds flooded with your glories." The word apluta, flooded, suggests his glories are the greatest tirtha. And Sanatana Goswami comments, "O Lord, performing pastimes in the house, Deva, I will wander in the worlds filled with your fame. This indicates that his fame is the sum of all tirthas. I will hear everywhere your qualities, such as affection for devotees. Moreover, I will loudly sing your household pastimes which I saw. Why? They purify the 14 worlds of obstacles to bhakti and all faults in bhakti. By hearing your sweet pastimes, pure bhakti for you will naturally arise in all people without any hindrances. Permit me to go to wander in the world, O Master, Deva." So yesterday we heard from His Holiness Bir Krishna Das Goswami about the why, and we're hearing how Narada is slowly beginning to understand the why. And why he was privy to such things is another question, but obviously because he's Narada Muni and he's 100% sold out to Krishna. He's a very humble servant who travels unlimitedly and non-stop to spread the glories of Krishna. And the fact that he saw all of these things, and it seems that some things gave him pause or made him a little bit uncomfortable. Now he's asking Krishna for permission to go, so he can go back to his service, his devotional service. And it reminded me of that time that Sri Arjuna wanted to see Krishna's universal form. You know, he was asking a little bit more in-depth question and kind of a why question. So he asked Krishna to see more of him, to help him understand why. And when Arjuna actually saw that, because he was a little conflicted, deep down he was a little conflicted about fighting with his relatives, ultimately, right? This is the whole premise of the speaking of the Bhagavad Gita, to, of course, educate, but also to help Arjuna understand why he should take up this service of the Lord, why he should fight. And I was reviewing that chapter 11, which is the universal form in Bhagavad Gita, and there's a couple of verses that I wanted to read, because we're exploring here, in Narada's humility, he wants to just not see these things and go back to his service. He wants to continue what he's been doing in glorifying the Lord. He's a little bit disturbed that he saw the Lord, giving worship or doing things that maybe he wasn't thinking Krishna would be possibly doing. So he was a little bit... He gave pause to that, and now we can see that Krishna was doing these things, and we can understand he was doing these things, and he even states in this purport that he was doing these things to show, the best examples, show everyone the best examples. In chapter 11, text 54, which is toward the end of the chapter on the universal form, this whole chapter actually, Prabhupada speaks again and again and again about the power of devotional service and how through devotional service one can gain the divine vision to be able to see these pastimes of the Lord and to maybe or maybe not understand the why, but we'll hear a little bit about the why from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is who tells us the why. He's the one that gives us all of the clues and the parts and pieces of the puzzle, how to conduct ourselves and why. So text 54, I'm just going to read the translation because it's a very long purport, but the purport, there's so much inside that talks about the glories of devotional service as being the why. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. And of course, we can understand Narada Muni was also a little bewildered and perplexed. We heard yesterday he was quite bewildered. Prabhupada states, Krishna can be understood only by the process of undivided devotional service. He explicitly explains this in this verse so that unauthorized commentators who try to understand Bhagavad Gita by the speculative process will know that they are simply wasting their time. No one can understand Krishna or how he came from parents in a four-handed form and at once changed himself into a two-handed form. These things are very difficult to understand by study of the Vedas or by philosophical speculation. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that no one can see him or enter into understanding of these matters. Those who, however, are very experienced students of Vedic literature can learn about him from the Vedic literature in so many ways. There are so many rules and regulations, and if one at all wants to understand Krishna, he must follow the regulative principles described in the authoritative literature. One can perform penance in according with those principles. For example, to undergo serious penances, one may observe fasting on Janmashtami, the day on which Krishna appeared, and on the 2 days of Ekadasi, the 11th day after the new moon and the 11th day after the full moon. As far as charity is concerned, it is plain that charity should be given to the devotees of Krishna who are engaged in his devotional service to spread the Krishna philosophy or Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Krishna consciousness is a benediction to humanity. Lord Chaitanya was appreciated by Rupa Goswami as the most munificent man of charity because love of Krishna, which is very difficult to achieve, was distributed freely by him. So if one gives some amount of his money to persons involved in distributing Krishna consciousness, that charity given to spread Krishna consciousness is the greatest charity in the world. And if one worships as prescribed in the temples in India, there is always some statue, usually of Vishnu or Krishna. That is a chance to progress by offering worship and respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the beginners in devotional service to the Lord, temple worship is essential, and this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. This is from the Svetasvarata Upanishad 6.23. Yashash deva param bhaktir yata deve tata guru tashati hita hyatarta prakashanti mahatmana. One who has unflinching devotion for the Supreme Lord and is directed by the spiritual master in whom he has similar unflinching faith can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead by revelation. One cannot understand Krishna by mental speculation, for one who does not take personal training under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, it is impossible to even begin to understand Krishna. The word tu is specifically used here to indicate that no other process can be used, can be recommended, or can be successful in understanding Krishna. The personal forms of Krishna, the two-handed form and the four-handed, are described as sudurdarsham, very difficult to see. They are completely different from the temporary universal form shown to Arjuna. The four-handed form of Narayan and the two-handed form of Krishna are eternal and transcendental, whereas the universal form exhibited to Arjuna is temporary. The words Tvad anyena na drishta purvam, text 47, state that before Arjuna no one had seen that universal form. Also, they suggest that amongst the devotees there was no necessity of showing it. That form was exhibited by Krishna at the request of Arjuna so that in the future, when one represents himself as an incarnation of God, people can ask to see his universal form. The word na, used repeatedly in the previous verse, indicates that one should not be very much proud of such credentials as an academic education in Vedic literature. One must take to the devotional service of Krishna. Only then can one attempt to write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Krishna changes from the universal form to the four-handed form of Narayan and then to his own natural form of two hands. This indicates that the four-handed forms and other forms mentioned in the Vedic literature are all emanations of the original two-handed Krishna. He is the origin of all emanations. Krishna is distinct even from these forms, what to speak of the impersonal conception. As far as the four-handed forms of Krishna are concerned, it is stated clearly that even the most identical four-handed form of Krishna, which is known as Mahavishnu, who is lying on the cosmic ocean and from whose breathing so many innumerable universes are passing out and entering, is also an expansion of the Supreme Lord. As is stated in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, text 48, Yaishaika nivashita kalamatavalamya Jivanti loma vilajag jagarandanatai Vishnur mahasahayasya kalavishesho Govindamari purusham tamam bhajami. The Mahavishnu, into whom all the innumerable universes enter and from whom they come forth again simply by his breathing process, is a plenary expansion of Krishna. Therefore, I worship Govinda, Krishna, the cause of all causes. Therefore, one should conclusively worship the personal form of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has eternal bliss and knowledge. He is the source of all forms of Vishnu. He is the source of all forms of incarnation, and he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In the Vedic literature, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, chapter 1, text 1, the following statement appears. Sachid Ananda Rupaya Krishnaya Lista Karine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Shakshine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Krishna, who has a transcendental form of bliss, eternity, and knowledge. I offer my respect to him because understanding him means understanding the Vedas, and he is therefore the supreme spiritual master. Then it is said, Krishno vai paramam daivatam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gopal Tapani Upanishad 1.3 Eko Vasi Sarvaga Krishna Idya. That one Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is worshipable. Ekopi san bahuda yo vadbadi. Krishna is one, but he is manifested in unlimited forms and expanded incarnations. Gopal Tapani Upanishad 121. The Brahma Samhita 5.1 says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna, who has a body of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. He has no beginning, for he is the beginning of everything. He is the cause of all causes. Elsewhere it is said, Yatra Vetirnam Krishnakyam Param Brahma Narakriti. The Supreme Absolute Truth is a person, his name is Krishna, and he sometimes descends on this earth. Similarly, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find a description of all kinds of incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this list the name of Krishna also appears. But then it is said that this Krishna is not an incarnation of God, but is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Mataha Parataram Nanyat. There is nothing superior to my form as the personality of Godhead. He also says elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Adir Hi Devanam. I am the origin of all the demigods. And after understanding Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, Arjuna also confirms this in the following words. Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. I now fully understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, and that you are the refuge of everything. Therefore, the universal form which Krishna showed to Arjuna is not the original form of God. The original is the Krishna form, the universal form with its thousands and thousands of heads and hands is manifest just to draw the attention of those who have no love for God. It is not God's original form. The universal form is not attractive for pure devotees who are in love with the Lord in different transcendental relationships. The Supreme Godhead exchanges transcendental love in his original form of Krishna. Therefore, to Arjuna, who was so intimately related with Krishna in friendship, this form of the universal manifestation was not pleasing. Rather, it was fearful. Arjuna, who was a constant companion of Krishna's, must have had transcendental eyes. He was not an ordinary man. Therefore, he was not captivated by the universal form. This form may seem wonderful to persons who are involved in elevating themselves by fruitive activities, but to persons who are engaged in devotional service, the two-handed form of Krishna is the most dear. So that greatly underscores the discussion yesterday and how Narada Muni felt today when he decided that, he doesn't really want to see Krishna worshiping others, and so many things that he saw made him a little bit uncomfortable, although also so enlivened that he wanted so badly to just take his leave, go out, and start spreading the glories of Krishna. I think many of us can relate to that in our very small and humble positions here as servants, servants of the servants of the Lord, where we can understand that Krishna is the absolute truth, and there's so many opportunities to serve him if we're situated in a good place. We're taking instruction from the spiritual master. We're trying to remain humble and sincere and determined in our endeavors. And at the same time, while we understand some things about Krishna, we're trying our best to please the Lord. We feel very impelled to go and share Krishna with others because we don't understand Krishna. There's such a vast body of knowledge, descriptions, forms. There's so many facets to that jewel that it's an enigma for us, and we're, generally people, if you're curious, you're a spiritual seeker, and you really want to know something, the more you know, the less you actually know, because we're very small. We have a poor fund of knowledge. Have limited vision. We're trying to gain that spiritual vision to be able to see everything in Krishna, to see Krishna's hand in everything and Krishna everywhere, right? We're really trying hard. And that's such a deep fascination that we want to impel others to do the same thing. We're trying to grab them and did you see this about Krishna? Can you relate to this about Krishna? Can you understand this about Krishna? This is such an attraction. This is very attractive. We're trying to learn more about Krishna. Please, I want to share with you. Let's try and learn more about Krishna. Because as all parts and parcels, we're all slightly different in our perspectives and in our understanding and also in our capabilities and our knowledge. So if we can impel others, go out and chant the glories of the Lord and try to take as many people as we can along in this process, sadhu sangha, that's our main, way we can grab, bits and parts from this practice. We can help each other understand Krishna a little bit more, right? And then that way we can also go together. We have to all try to move together toward this final goal, not be separatists, because that's actually the humble position, is to help one another. That's compassion. We have to be compassionate on one another. We have to try to assist one another in this practice. And what those things that we can't really understand, I know sometimes devotees want to just zoom right up to the highest understanding. They want to try to absorb and, for it to be forced on them in some kind of way, through an immersion or, perhaps reading literatures that maybe they, is not really understandable at a certain stage. And it's stated herein, only by devotional service, humble, sincere, and regular devotional service under the guidance of a spiritual master, only by that are we going to be able to begin to scratch off all of this, covering and try to imbibe a little bit of that. We can't really reach up to the stars without some vehicle. We can't really reach those platforms without some vehicle, and that the only vehicle is devotional service. Prabhupada said, "Deserve, then desire." First we have to put the rubber to the road and do the needful, and whatever's prescribed, and be compliant, do as we're told by the bona fide spiritual master. Whether we're, very super ecstatic about doing something or not, that's the humble position, to just keep our head down, do what we're told, keep moving, trying to move forward, try to chant our rounds, extremely nicely, keep diving deeper and deeper into that holy name, because that's actually a really strong purifying agent to beg Krishna to allow us to serve him. Beg Radharani, please engage me in your service. Please engage me in your service. Please keep engaging me in your service. Please help me remember you at all times throughout the day. Please let me keep myself humble and introspective so I can understand my position, and so I am able to execute devotional service. Because that's also a great boon, the boon of devotional service. Narada Muni and Arjuna, they have wonderful services. Arjuna is one of Krishna's close associates, and has Krishna driving his chariot for him. He's purchased Krishna through his love and devotional service, and his, that's what devotees can do. Krishna reciprocates in those ways. If if we're humble and we hold the right position, not if we're trying to, reach outside of our, very narrow understanding, and, we're not purified enough, we're not chanting, we're not even trying to chant Shuddhanam, what to speak of, chanting Shuddhanam, but not even trying, not even attempting to really connect with the holy names. Krishna's there in his holy names, on a regular, daily basis. Not just, sometimes in a big ecstatic kirtan, or you go off to a faraway place and you hear from so many wonderful personalities, and then you're ecstatic for the weekend. But then what about the rest of the week? What about the rest of the time? Every single day, we have to try our best to, do the Vaishnava Seva, share with others, Jiva Doi, try to be compassionate with others, all living beings. And then, if we're not creating offenses on Facebook, or we're not, trying to rise above the level which we're at, then, in our humble position, Krishna's going to give us that divine vision to see him. Krishna's going to reveal himself. He'll reveal himself through his holy names. He reveals himself as we're serving him. And then, little by little, if you keep that going again and again every single day without fail, no problem. We can see Krishna. I've heard that if you really chant very, very high quality, perfect rounds, then you can just start to hear Krishna's flute song, I mean, that's definitely, maybe it's true, maybe not, but that's definitely a goal. It's definitely a goal, I want to hear that. I want to see more of Krishna. I want to understand more of Krishna. It's like this just gem that we're just trying to see every little facet. I want to see those things personally, and it's a personal process. We have to start with ourselves personally to get ourselves straightened out personally, to be able to do these things, to be deserving. That's the deserve part. And then desire. Deserve is deserving through devotional service. And then you can, actually see that reciprocation of Krishna coming again and again and again. Does anybody have any comments? We have about a minute. Yes, Prabhu.
I love the comment about the holy name. Because really that's the key. And I was thinking, just as you were saying that if we just chanted one round purely, I mean, seriously, we know everything that Krishna wants us to know.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. It's not in the books. It's in the books, but we would get everything if we could just chant one round purely.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Pure chanting. Yes. Uh-huh.
Is to actually try to chant purely.
Yeah.
And it's up to Krishna to reveal himself in the way he wants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because we may be chanting, or a person who chants very purely can keep chanting purely, and if Krishna is not revealing, that's fine. Because Krishna is his holy name.
Yeah.
It's not like he isn't his holy name, he is his holy name.
Yeah.
So we're very in contact with him, whatever we're capable of.
Yeah.
And it's not like we have expectations that Krishna is going to reveal to myself, to me. No, it's just I've got devotion to chant his holy name. And whatever he wants to give, whatever. If he doesn't want to give anything, it's fine.
Yeah, be satisfied with the holy name. Just be satisfied with that. He's always with us. It's always with us. Krishna's there in his holy name. He's always with us. He can be with us anytime, any place, any way. Mm-hmm. Jai. Jai. Thank you. Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Shri Radha Goloka Nanda ki jai.
Is there?
Yeah.
If they can allot a spot for donations toward the temple construction. You know, like they have book distribution, these are the different motives for
Or even
giving
on the
money.
Monday.
If that can be included, so it goes directly into the, so I would like to just start charging money,
Oh, okay.
you know, on the temple construction, if there is some, you know, like a little box there that
Okay.
says temple construction.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll work
And
that out.
other
That's a
people
good
can use
idea.
their credit cards too, you know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvantam Aravindanalayakartam Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Ako Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobha
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Kriya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham
Namaho Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samangini Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimate Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Vacha Nege Nivesesha Shanyavale Pasachare Satarane Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Govinda Chaitanya Nityananda Advaita Sri Krishna Nityananda Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Govinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaura Govinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Rama Rama Hare, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Jaya all Stateros Shima Divine Grace Abhaya Charana Bhaktivinoda Goswami Marshila Prabhupada ISKCON founder Srila Prabhupada
God. God.
Namacharya Shriya Stop.
God.
Prince O Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadhar
God.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Swami Kund Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai
God.
Vrindavan Ki Jai
God.
Vrindavan Ki Jai
God.
Jagad Swami
God. God.
Jivani Vasi Devi Ki Jai
God.
Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai
God.
Gaur Premananda
Hari Bol.
all glories to the assembled devotees.
Hari Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hari
Glories to the assembled
Hari
devotees. All glories to Shri Guru Gauranga Shri Prabhupada.
God.
The big Rath Yatra and Harinam Sankirtan at the Hillsborough Parade, and it's going to be a nice day, relatively speaking. 50 degrees, and it won't be raining, so it'll be nice. That's Sunday, 4 o'clock, and 2 o'clock if you want to decorate the cart. And it's the same program we've had every year. We start up at the plaza, or the shopping center in the north part of town on Churton. More announcements will be made online in WhatsApp, etc. Chaitodarpana marjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Hare Krishna. Almost ready to go to India? Namakari Dauda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamita Smarane Nakala Etadrishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjanina Nuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amanina Amanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kribayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sajashim Vachintaya Nayanam Galashu Daraya Vadanam Gadgadridaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishava Padamritam Anastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva Yatatata Vavidadatu Lampato Mat Prananatastu Eva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names, Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. Such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate